got, well, President, what do we have?
Let's see, 10,
10, 15, max 15 minutes. Because I know y'all want to go and watch that movie.
One thing I want to offer you is when we're done after the 10 minutes of question and answers, there's also perception that in Fellowship Hall that Dr. Cole is pleased to talk with you individually, and she'll hang around for a while to answer additional questions that are not addressed to you.
Dr. Cole, I found it very, I found it very moving to hear you mention my father, Milton Yinger, and he was unable to be here tonight, but I know he would send his love, and I know what it means to him to hear how well some of his students have done.
You never know what one teacher, one professor can do in the life of a student. It's very sacred work. I think of all the gifts, of all the acknowledgments, of all those honorary degrees, I think the award that I got that is the most meaningful to me, I really get a little emotional about this. When Professor Simpson died, I think he was 93. Al, am I right? 93? His daughter sent me a package and said that her father wanted me to have this. The package contained some of the original slides from George Eaton Simpson's early work in Jamaica. So it's hard for me even to think about Professor Simpson, who really was my main professor, because he was both a sociologist and anthropologist. But when you were at Oberlin during my years, there were just sort of things that went together, like peanut butter and jelly, and Simpson and Yinger. You know, I mean, you just couldn't separate them. So please give my deep, 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 deep regards and love to Professor Yinger. Yes, my sister.
Hello, it's such a pleasure to hear you again, to welcome you back home, as you say. Your words are just so inspiring to those of us that are teachers and learners all our lives. I have the pleasure of teaching many Oberlin students over these past 8 years or so, and I'm interested to know how you made the choice to pursue anthropology and how you see its use in furthering our understanding of communities that need to be understood, not just in the so-called exotic, but right here in our own backyard, so to speak. I teach a class on Katrina, the Black Freedom Movement, and I want my students to understand that they can do the work that's necessary to do, not just in a faraway place, but right here at home, and to continue to be inspired by the lessons of our earlier history here in this town, how to continue to make those connections. I'd like you to just say a little bit about how you see that happening.
Well, I've written about this, but I'll tell it again. Look, I was from Booker's Town, all right? I didn't know how to even pronounce this word. But we were in a dormitory, what we used to call bull session. And people are going a mile a minute. I said, shh, I need some help. I need a course, and it can't meet before 10. And the professor can't be a bore. And I wanted to satisfy one of my social requirements, social science requirements. said, well, look at this one. I could pronounce the first couple of words, but I had to sound out the last one. I said, oh, Introduction to Cultural Anthropology.